Yesterday's newspaper. My French is a little rusty, but as far as I can tell... Oh, there's a report here about the sinking of the Calypso, the ship I was almost drowned on. Apparently they were able to rescue nearly all the passengers. Underneath is a huge advertisement by that televangelist Pat Shelton and his Puritas Cordis sect. The hasty gathering of worldly leaders in New York proves only one thing, that neither the self-proclaimed heads of state nor the so-called scientists can offer any explanation for the greatest of all disasters which is now almost upon us. And how could they? For only a steadfast belief in the might of the Lord can guide us now. He alone can be the beacon to lead us forth from the valley of the shadow of death. Hundreds of years ago, the prophet Zandona foresaw the cataclysm that is looming now. This is what he predicted. The old order of the world shall be shattered, all worldly possessions shall crumble, and from the ashes of our decadence shall rise the new kingdom of God, radiant and pure. And therefore my call goes out to all people, to ring in their ears like one final peal of thunder, and open their eyes. Seek salvation in the arms of Puritas Cordis. Come now, before it is too late. I can't say I like that Pat Shelton and his Puritas Cordis crowd. In fact, I think they're a bunch of morons. The trouble is, I can't shake the feeling that there's method in their madness, and that they have a definite plan. A plan to make Zandona's apocalyptic prophecies a reality. Which means they're still a bunch of morons, of course, but possibly a bunch of extremely dangerous morons. In any case, they must not be underestimated. I have no idea who this is supposed to be, and there's no plaque to give me a clue. I have no idea how I would be able to manipulate this statue in any way. Wow, that is some castle. I wonder who lives there. There's a hula hoop floating in the water. A tennis ball. A few empties and a bottle of rum. I'm supposed to steal from a homeless man? As long as he can still use them, I will certainly not take them away from him. He doesn't smell of roses, but he seems to be nice enough. If only I knew why he looks so familiar. Hello again.
Dropping by my humble abode?
You live here?
Well, it's not exactly the Ritz, but at least it's quiet. Unless somebody hangs around whining. What happened to the poor fellow?
He missed the bus.
Now that is truly a tragedy.
You sure drink a lot.
Yes, I know. I take it you have never lived on the streets.
No, not really.
It's a simple decision. Solid food gives you a lot more energy, of course. But energy for what? Nobody expects me to have enough energy to build a house or fix my car. And I don't have a job either. So I don't really need any energy for anything. What I really need, on the other hand, is a way to forget all this misery. At least for a while. And I need something to keep me warm when the nights are cold.
I understand.
No, you don't. And I can't even blame you for that. It is really hard to comprehend if you have never been in a similar situation.
Won't you at least try to escape this vicious circle?
How would I do that?
You could quit drinking, for one thing, and I could see about finding you something to eat.
I tried that, but it seems people would rather feed pigeons than their own kind.
I get it. The world is wicked and nobody loves you. If I get you something to eat, will you stop drinking?
Then I could use my money to find myself a place to sleep. It's a deal.
You wouldn't happen to know what time the zoo opens, I suppose.
Actually, it should open just around now.
Great. Then I'll be headed there next. That fountain over there?
Let me guess. You tossed in some money in hopes that all your problems will solve themselves.
No, why would I do that?
Oh, just a thought. Because tourists used to do it all the time.
They threw their money into the fountain?
Yes. They say it possesses magic powers.
They say the same thing about some high-proof spirits.
Yes, but believe me, there's no truth in that either.
Well, you ought to know. So, why did people stop tossing in money?
They probably stopped believing in miracles.
You think I ought to stop hoping for a miracle, too?
It's always worth a try. And if you have money to burn...
I'll think of you, I promise.
Thank you.
I'll be leaving then. Hello. You still look pretty depressed.
Don't I have every reason?
Look at the bright side. Here you are, sitting in this lovely park. Okay, lovely, maybe stretching it a bit, but, well, just look at the bright side.
You sure know how to cheer a guy up.
Yes, so I've been told. I've heard that fountain over there is a magic wishing well. People used to come from all over to toss in a coin and make a wish. Maybe you should give it a try.
If you only knew the things I have tried already.
It's still worth a try, though, don't you think?
Just for a brief glimmer of hope that is going to be drowned by a whole deluge of disappointment the very next second?
That negative attitude isn't helping, you know.
That is what my shrink kept telling me for years.
She was right. Well, why is she no longer saying it?
Because she is being treated herself now for chronic depression.
What this guy needs is a serious miracle. If I go away now and promise to come back soon, will you promise not to do anything stupid while I'm gone?
Sure, I wouldn't even have the energy.
I know a penny saved is a penny gained, but if I really want to help him, this just won't do. Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
You don't seem to have much luck. Maybe you should give the wishing well a try.
Wishing well? Yeah, right. Nobody believes in that kind of thing these days.
You know what they say? Faith moves mountains.
Oh, sure. And the early bird catches the worm. I can really do without your words of wisdom.
Maybe we should just give it a go. I think this might be a good investment for my 5 cents. I can always fish them out again. This round is on me. You'll never know if you don't try.
Mamma mia!
Right, this should be interesting. I just made a wish for that scratch to disappear from your car.
If that works, then... baloney.
Won't you take a look at least?
This is a total nonsense. But I was just about to check on the car anyway, so... You see? The scratch is still there. It is like I said. The wishing well story is just nonsense.
I'll take my coin back then. Thanks. The zoo. I wonder what kinds of fierce, exotic, and dangerous creatures I'm going to meet here. And, of course, I'm looking forward to seeing the animals, too. This statue is dedicated to the man who, after World War II, rebuilt the destroyed zoo, saving the lives of dozens of animals. Some prankster painted his toes red. A small bottle of red nail polish. Empty, squashed, and full of tiny holes. Looks like someone vented a lot of frustration on one poor little can. That way to the monkeys. That way to the crocodiles and elephants. Cans of milk. In short, milk cans. The milk cans appear to belong to the zookeeper, and he would have to be blind and deaf if he weren't to notice if I took one. This seems to be one of the zookeepers. Hello, do you work here?
Yes, I'm a zookeeper. Can I help you?
Is it true that this zoo was rebuilt after World War II, using leftover stones from other buildings?
Yes, that's right. Why are you asking?
I don't suppose you've noticed whether a blue stone was used in any of these enclosures?
Actually, yes. There should be a blue stone in the crocodile enclosure, if I'm not mistaken. No idea what building it came from originally.
Thanks, you've been a great help. I've been wondering why you have a whole bag of baguettes by your side.
I'm waiting for the ducks.
Why does everyone seem to be waiting for something around here? The bus, the ducks, Godot.
Say what?
Never mind. Why are you waiting for the ducks? Or rather, why aren't the ducks here yet?
Usually they come to the lake by the crocodile enclosure every morning. They know that visitors to the zoo love to feed ducks, and therefore they're here the minute the zoo opens.
Clever critters. Could I have one of those baguettes?
Sure, as soon as the ducks are here.
Can't I have it now?
Why? The baguette is meant for feeding the ducks, and how would you feed them if there are no ducks?
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Same to you.
There's one of the blue stones I need to find, guarded by a lovely crocodile. Which leaves me with the not-so-irrelevant question, how on earth shall I get to it? Looking at those teeth, I don't think that Snappy is really a good name for a crocodile. Molly would probably be more appropriate. Hello, my crocodile friend. Could you do me a favor and move as far away as possible from that blue stone? No? That's too bad. A small noisemaker. It makes noise. I don't fancy a swim here. Too many crocodiles around. I don't fancy a swim here. The water is too filthy. This little motorboat is tied up so well. Somebody really wanted to be on the safe side here. The engine works. That is good to know. But I'll switch it off for now. This magnificent specimen appears to be a Nile crocodile. It marks its territory through underwater vibrations and turns into a merciless killer whenever it detects a new nearby. Judging from all the insects on this tree, one could almost assume this is intended to be a bark beetle exhibit. Of course, I could climb up there. No problem, honestly. But I don't really care to right now. Nope. The nest appears to be abandoned. A male African elephant. Compared to an Asian elephant, its ears are much larger. Also, its forehead is receding and less convex, and its back is not rounded but sloped. Very informative. It never ceases to amaze me how such a powerful animal can appear so peaceful, almost cuddly. It's a bit too heavy to pick up. An empty box containing traces of peanuts. It's a cool noise, but I had hoped for a better reaction. Maybe I should try it out elsewhere. Interesting. This noisemaker seems to appeal to the ducks. Here they come. Here they come. I don't ducks. How nice. Hello.
Hello.
Could I please have one of those baguettes?
To feed the ducks?
Yes, of course. They're here now.
Sure. Take one then.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Same to you.
Hard as a rock. It would probably make a good melee weapon. I've brought you some solid food.
Solid food, all right. Rock solid, actually.
Okay, it's not really all that fresh, but...
Never mind. I'm not that picky. But I've got barely any teeth left, so I'm not quite up to chewing on cobblestones.
I can see that. Maybe I'll find you something else so you won't have to go hungry. If I get you something to eat, will you stop drinking, at least for today?
Didn't I just say so? Who's drowning his brain cells in booze here, you or me?
All right, I was just making sure. I'll be leaving then. A little soggy, but I think that's an improvement over rock hard. Apparently, a little milk is all it takes to turn a rock-hard all-purpose weapon into a flabby food article. I've got the perfect meal for you. It may not be a 5-course dinner, but it's reasonably healthy, and it will fill your stomach.
Yes, that actually looks quite appetizing. And it's easy on the few teeth I have left. Thank you so much. Your heart's in the right place.
It was nothing. Glad I could help. Now that you've got something to eat, will you stay away from alcohol?
It won't hurt to try it.
I'll just take that bottle with me. Just talk to the zookeeper tomorrow. He's bound to have something left over for you.
Usually the welfare of animals is more important. People aren't that much of a priority. But I'll give it a try.
I'll be leaving then. I already took one. That's quite enough. Cheap but high-proof booze. Maybe this will help to render the scratch invisible. Oops! Oh, rats, I spilled a little from the bottle. I hope it won't show too much. But it still looks a whole lot better now. The sports car is still extremely cool. And the scratch is somewhat less uncool thanks to my nail polish treatment. Mr. Rossi?
Yes?
I'm going to try that wishing well thing again. Maybe it will work after all. Right, this should be interesting. I just made a wish for that scratch to disappear from your car.
If that works, then... baloney.
Won't you take a look at least?
This is a total nonsense. But I was just about to check on the car anyway, so... The scratch is almost gone.
You see? The wishing well is working after all.
But the scratch still shows a little. And there are some weird stains now.
What did you expect? I only threw in 5 cents. Naturally, that only buys you a very small miracle. A larger sum might bring on a bigger miracle.
You are right. It's worth a try anyway. Wait a moment. I will be right back. Well, have the scratch and the stains disappeared now?
Not really.
Typical. That's a 10 cents gone down the drain.
10 cents? That wasn't very generous of you.
It's twice as much as you paid.
Well, maybe the wishing well feels you're playing games, so it's taking its sweet time over that miracle you wanted.
Could be. I am going to stay here and wait for the miracle to happen. I will probably just be disappointed again, but it's not like I have anything better to do.
Good luck, then. Here he stands, waiting for a miracle. But don't we all do that somehow? So, has the miracle of the immaculate paint job come to pass yet?
Not yet. And I have been waiting ages already.
Miracles aren't a dime a dozen, you know.
Unfortunately, it's kind of depressing.
A few more hours in the company of this cheerful gentleman, and I'll go hang myself from the nearest lamppost. What an investment. 200% return in a matter of minutes. Once I'm done saving the world, I'm going to write a book about investment strategies. Solid evidence that women are quite capable of handling money after all. I traded in most of my fortune for a piece of gum. Let's hope that was a worthwhile investment. MacGyver could probably combine this with a ballpoint pen to make a nuclear bomb, but all I can do is chew it, I'm afraid. The President of France, with a dashing, debonair smile. Whatever's in there, I'm not touching it. In fact, that option isn't even available, so don't get any funny ideas. MGs, hand grenades, submachine guns, and plenty of ammo. Looks like this isn't the most peaceful of places. If I take any weapons out, I may end up having to play one of those monotonous shoot-'em-ups, which would bore me to tears. Anyway, the lead designer told me that mini-games are strictly forbidden here. A lot of advice to citizens, telling them how to behave in the event of problems, accidents, emergencies, assaults, disasters. Average looking, average age, average clothes. Pretty average, all in all. Things are pretty quiet here.
Yes, I am hoping it stays that way.
A drunk tank. It is empty, and there appears to be nothing special about it. A drunk tank. And back there, in the wall, is one of the stones I am looking for, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, I've got a question.
Yes?
That cell over there, the one on the right, could I take a look inside it?
The drunk tank? What for? You're not drunk, are you?
Yeah, I'm totally smashed.
Really? Let me smell your breath, then. Well, maybe you ought to change your mouthwash, but you're definitely not drunk.
Pretending to be stone drunk shouldn't be too hard, but first I somehow need to make sure I don't get locked in the wrong cell. Yes, I could plug the keyhole with that, but it would be very obvious, and the keyhole could be unplugged in a second. There. Getting in there shouldn't be easy now. Yuck, this stuff is disgusting. I spat it back into the bottle. It's safer that way. After all, I need a clear head. But I bet the horrible taste in my mouth will linger. If I want to get into the drunk tank with the blue stone, this might be a good time to demonstrate my superior acting skills. Well, hello there, purty thing. I'm totally plastered, but I wanted to... Thank you so much.
Really? Let me smell your breath, then. Ugh, that smells of cheap booze. But you don't really look drunk to me. I think we had better perform a blood test.
If we must.
Please, take a seat over there. I'm going to take a blood sample now. You will only feel a short sting. There, that was all. Not again. That will be my husband. He calls me every 20 minutes. Just to make sure I'm really working and not cheating on him. As if I had a chance of finding someone else the way I look. Please wait here. I'll be right back.
I need to think of something quick, or my little ruse will be exposed. I'm going to dilute my blood with a little alcohol. Then she will certainly have to put me in the drunk tank.
All right. So now we get to continue. I'm now going to put the blood sample in the analyzer. Your alcohol level is 0.37%. How do you manage to talk or sit up straight? And how come you're even still alive? But if anyone deserves to sober up in one of our cells, it's you. No doubt about that. Come along then. That's odd. The key won't go in. The lock must be blocked somehow. Good thing we have more than one trunk tank available. Please hand me your possessions. I will keep them safe while you're in here.
There seems to be another cell next to this one. A very musical one.
Hello. You play really well.
Thank you. I got a lot of time to practice.
Oh, how long have you been locked up here?
No idea. Is the war over yet?
Yes, and Napoleon has been banished to Elba. What did you do?
Oh, they accused me of all kinds of things. Actually, though, I am completely innocent.
Yes, I guessed as much.